Hello guys, Toby here. Today I'm showing you a review of the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. First let us look at the specs. The CPU is an Exynos 9611 octa-core. It has 64GB of storage, 4GB of RAM, a screen resolution of 2000 by 1200, a front camera with 5 megapixels, a rear camera with 8 megapixels, a battery capacity of 7040 mAh, and S-Pen support. All of that is yours for 439 euros for the LTE version or 379 euros for the Wi-Fi version. Depending on the region, the tablet is also offered in additional colors and not just in black. The tablet is well made. The bezels of the display are relatively small. The device itself is generally quite thin, but nothing out of the ordinary. The tablet still offers a headphone jack as well as a USB-C port for charging. The USB port only runs at 2.0 speed and also does not allow any external display output. NFC is also not built in. On the plus side, the tablet offers a microSD slot. The tablet has no other buttons besides the power button and the volume button. So there's no fingerprint sensor built in, which is quite annoying in my opinion. Unfortunately, Samsung does not use an OLED panel in the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. Therefore the colors are not as colorful and the black tones are not perfect. Here is a short comparison with my 3-year-old OnePlus 3T, which offers an OLED panel. Furthermore, the resolution was also reduced. You only get 2000 by 1200 pixels in contrast to the Galaxy Tab S4 or S6, which both offer a resolution of 2560 by 1600 pixels. That's about a 40% difference. You will notice the reduced sharpness directly if you are used to higher resolution tablets or smartphones, but after a short time you will hardly notice the difference. For an LCD panel, the S6 Lite is fine. The viewing angles are good and the maximum brightness is also impressive. The reason why it falls back is just that the screens of the normal S6 or S4 are just great. The screen ratio of the S6 is a bit higher than 16:9, so you have small black bars at the top and at the bottom while watching videos. But for productive use cases, the aspect ratio is optimal. Compared to smartphones, the camera on the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite is really not that good, but I don't think that cameras on tablets are that important anyway. Here are some photos and a video made with the tablet, so you can look at the quality yourself. At full volume the highs are getting quite compressed, but other than that the speakers are completely fine. Just listen for yourself to this Mozart piece. The pen is the main selling point of the tablet. If you're not interested in the pen or do not plan to use it, you will probably get the better device for the money. As a fan of pens as an input device, I'm very happy with this one. Handwriting is perfectly recognized and feels intuitive. The additional functions of the pen, which are triggered by holding the button on the pen, are practical and increase productivity. The pen feels great in the hand. You don't want to use the tablet without it. Drawing is also neat thanks to the pressure levels. And the pen is magnetic, so it holds onto the tablet in multiple positions. The button on the pen itself can also be used for a quick undo. The tablet comes with Android 10 flavored with Samsung's own One UI 2.1. It has been quite some time since I used a Samsung Android device. I find it annoying that so much boldware is still installed. For example, you have your own Samsung web browser, which is configured as the default browser. There are 11 Samsung apps installed on the tablet, and I need none of them. The operating system itself is quite fast, I can't complain about that. Also the settings menu is quite tidy and the search function works very well too. The tidy menu is also partly due to the fact that many functions that you usually know from other devices' price range are missing. For example, there's no double tap to wake, no automatic blue filter, no one-hand mode or performance power modes. I can't explain why these features are missing. I already posted a forum post on the official Samsung forum to get an answer. A lot of people also already complained about it. One positive thing, the context menu, which can be called by the pen, is practical and intuitive. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's just really useful. Here you can crop screenshots, write notes, create GIFs, or simply draw on images. A few hours after I recorded this review, Samsung released an update which brings double tap to wake back. Thanks for listening, Samsung. The performance of the tablet is absolutely sufficient for typical use, especially thanks to the 4GB of RAM, which makes multitasking way more smooth. Here cheaper tablets usually can't keep up. Games which don't have complex graphics run without problems on the tablet. Just don't expect high-end games to run on this thing. Although I don't think benchmarks for smartphones and tablets are very useful, I have run Geekbench 5 and 3D Mark for this review. The tablet reaches following scores. In 3D Mark Slingshot it gets 2032 points, in Geekbench 5 single core 345 and in Geekbench 5 multicore 1181. For comparison, the Snapdragon 855 of the normal Galaxy Tab S6 scores about 2600 points in the multicore test, so there's quite a performance gap. The battery life seems normal. The tablet neither lasts extremely long or short. The built-in battery capacity of 7040 mAh is also quite typical for a 10-inch tablet. The S6 and the Tab S5e have the same amount. According to Samsung, it should last 13 hours of video playback or 12 hours of LTE web surfing. In my experience, I would agree with these values, as they're not that special anyway and seem similar to my results. I'm not a big fan of the Samsung interface, and I hope useful features will be added later. It's understandable that the display has a lower resolution than the more expensive models, but the move away from OLED is quite painful. The speed of the device and the battery life are okay. If it weren't for the S Pen, there would be no reason to recommend this tablet directly. But this little pen does enhance the device immensely, at least for me. Surfing is more fun, text input feels more intuitive, and strategy games can be played much better. It also allows you to master small productive tasks much more sensible and without frustration. For all those out there who can also draw, the possibilities of use cases increase even more. All in all, the device is worth the money for me, even if there is obvious potential for improvement. If you guys have any further questions to the tablet, just write me a comment or send me an email. I hope you liked this video. Servus, bye!